Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Before starting, subscribe and like the videos, it really helps. The content from this video are taken from the web novel and manga series of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. Now please enjoy the video. Sylphy's point of view. We're carrying out the strategy. The time is lunch break. It's time for lunch. The first floor of the dining hall. There all of the rising adventurer students and the magic race students crowded together. The noble people look at them like fools. Most are prejudiced. Ariel-sama said prejudice is worthless, and 400 years prior exactly what race was being cornered by that foolish opponent? Though for Ariel-sama, who looked at Rudy with eyes of prejudice, it doesn't really have very much power of persuasion. Rudy is at the farthest table on this first floor. There are a number of others are having a friendly chat. Rudy, Zenoba-kun, and Baddie-sama. Julie-chan is at the end as well. She's holding a cup with her small hands and sipping it as she looks at the other three. In other words, what kind of requirements does Baddie-sama think are necessary for a doll? More lovely than the real thing, and then above all an Eros that fascinates all who see it is essential. Eros. As expected of Baddie-sama's keen insight. Now, another cup. Baddie-sama's skin was dyeing a dark brown color. He's drinking alcohol quite comfortably. Rudy and Zenoba-kun were grinning as they laughed. There's alcohol in their cups as well. Strange, even though there's not supposed to be any alcohol in this dining hall. Unless they went outside to purchase it, they shouldn't sell it. By the way, Baddie-sama, if I were to say that I wanted to make a doll of Kishirika-sama, what would you do? And I mean a completely erotic kind. Of my fiancé, huh? However, I doubt you know what Kishirika looks like in her perfect body. That's exactly why. After she reaches her perfect form, she won't return to her previous form, right? For this reason, we need to leave behind her current charming appearance. You make a good point. However, she is thoughtless, so she occasionally dies quickly after all. Even if you didn't leave behind her current appearance, it would probably be fine. If you lined up Kishirika-sama at a variety of different ages, the Demon King's castle would become gorgeous, I'm sure. You are of the human race, it's impossible for you to see Kishirika at a variety of ages. That's right, that's the point. In order to see Kishirika-sama simultaneously at a variety of ages, there's the necessity to bring life to my doll creation techniques. For that sake I need Baddie-sama's cooperation. Jahihihi. Fuhahahahaha. Even though you have that much power, the way you solicit almost like a merchant is amusing. That approach, I'll buy into it. Excellent, excellent. Say what you desire, money, or people. No, just, when the time comes to it, I'd like you to give me your backing. Rudy was making a mischievous smile as he laughed. It was an amazingly bad face. Since the past, Rudy hasn't laughed all that much, but when he laughs it ends up becoming that sort of face. He really hasn't changed since the past. In the royal palace as well, there were people who laughed with that kind of face. If I remember correctly, it was High Minister Darius, the perpetrator who cornered us. He's an opponent we can't forgive. However, maybe it's because Rudy laughs in that sort manner, but I'm alright with the smile itself. I think of it as a characteristic of a clever person. I heard that Rudy and Zenoba-kun were asking for permission to create a doll with earth magic. I don't really understand very well how good they are, but I know that it's something at an exceedingly advanced level. The time when they showed me the red dragon statue that was still midway in production, I honestly thought it was amazing. They're giving a dwarf gifted education, and it seems they're even dragging a Demon King-sama in on top of that. It seems they're taking it seriously. As a fellow user of the same chantless magic, I'd like to be included as an ally as well, but since I have to be Ariel-sama's escort, it's an impossible talk. Rudeus-kun. Ah, Fitz-senpai. After I called out to him, Rudy made a happy face. Recently, even though I've taken nothing but weird actions, it seems he isn't cautious at all. After all, Rudy is dense. However, the fact that he isn't cautious is proof that he trusts me, right? It makes me happy. What's going on? Zenoba-kun and Demon King-sama's gazes were stabbing into me. HMMN, here is a bit, let's change locations. I understand. Then Zenoba. Please proceed with our talk. Please leave the trivial parts after this to me. Rudy and Zenoba-kun sure get along well. I'm jealous. In the past I was in that position though. I'm jealous. While thinking that, I took Rudy outside of the dining hall. We moved to an unpopular place and I started with the main point. Then, what is it? Rudy's face became serious. It was a sharp face. As I thought, he's cool. To tell you the truth, I have a favor I'd like to ask your help with. I understand. Please leave it to me as if you're riding on a large boat. Before I even said anything, Rudy struck his chest and accepted it. Please wait a second, I haven't said the contents yet. Unless it's something huge I won't refuse it. How reliable, it makes me feel kind of bad deceiving Rudy like this. Even though it's already painful being unable to speak of my identity as it is. To tell you the truth, I told you that Ariel-sama stayed over a noble's place the other day, right? It seems that the person has hired an amazingly strong bodyguard. Do you want me to beat that guy down? Duh, that's wrong. I see. That's great. I'm not very good with matters of disputes. Not very good with matters of disputes, you say that well. Could it be that just now, that was a Rudy-like joke? I wonder if it would have been better if I laughed. No, right now rather than that I need to continue talking. It seems that Ariel-sama was mortified over his bragging about that person. So she returned with, "Our fits is amazing." Ho, and then, the other noble said, "My bodyguard can go deep into the forest of hail with a 4-man party and get the flower that only grows there." But, after that, Rudy put his hand on chin like he suddenly started thinking. Speaking of a flower that only grows deep within the forest of hail, it would be freeze-fringed, right? The petals work as a strong medicine, but it's famous for only blooming in the middle of winter. Oh, as expected of Rudy. He knows it well. I'm glad I properly investigated something that actually exists. The forest of hail is dangerous in the winter, but if there's 4 adventurers over a rank, it's not really anything to brag about. If you proceed carefully, you can do it without any trouble, pick up the flower and then return, I'm sure. After saying that much, Rudy started to name the monsters that appear in the forest of hail one after another. Snow Hornet, White Cougar, Mustard Trent. He smoothly says it well. I wonder if he has them all memorized. And then Ariel-sama as well couldn't fall back from there. If it's fits then he could pick it with an even smaller party. And said that. I see now, it's that sort of thing. Rudy nodded as he seemed to understand it. If I ask an adventurer acquaintance of mine, I'm sure I can get him to hand it over for cheap. If you were to say you went and picked it yourself, the other side should believe it as well, and said that. Why, Rudeus-kun, that's no good. It's a scene where I have no choice but to show my power. Even if you say power, it comes in various forms. Connections between people are a power as well. It's connection power. My face is well known among the adventurer guys and Fitz Senpai knows my face. Thanks to Fitz Senpai's connection, the connection from person to person becomes a power. Using people to get your hands on something, that as well as a way of showing your power. Duh, that's sophistry. What is he talking about suddenly? That's no good. If it's exposed then it'll become an embarrassment for Ariel-sama. I see. Well then, shall we go pick it? Rudy said it readily. Even though he's talking about entering the forest, it seems he's not enthusiastic at all, as expected. And just as I was thinking that, I froze at the next words. I'll gather up some of my acquaintances who have openings in their schedule, so please wait about 3 days. I'm sure about 10 people should be plenty. Right now, the members of Step Leader are in this town, so I can gather them together quickly. No, wait. That is strange. No, wait just a second, Rudeus-kun, Ariel-sama said, with even fewer. Though, what are you going to do by gathering up 10 people? Please rest assured. Those guys will have just coincidentally entered the forest in the same period as us. Among them there will be members who have accepted monster subjugation jobs and guys who run around gathering materials as well. They might end up hunting every monster on the way though. There will be no guys there to harvest the flower, only Fitz Senpai alone. I wonder if this is the wisdom of adventurers. No. Rudy has been an adventurer for a number of years, he should know how frightening the forest can be. He must be thinking if it's an amateur like me that will be entering, he's a bit worried. Yeah, it's that without a doubt. Even without such people, if it was just Rudeus-kun and I, wouldn't it be easy? Could it be, Fitz Senpai, it's that? You want to ask me to be your escort? Isn't that what I've been saying since the start, or I didn't say it, did I? Yeah, right, that's it. I can only rely on Rudeus-kun. After saying that, Rudy whispered a single word of and put his hand on his chin. After a short while of thinking he nodded. I've depended on Fitz Senpai for a variety of things. I won't tell you not to depend on me. That job, I will humbly accept and take it on. Thank you, Rudeus-kun. I was uneasy about entering the forest alone. There were a variety of dangerous places, but for the time being I've broken through the first barrier. However, even after just hearing a bit of the story from me, it's amazing how he keeps coming up with ideas one after another. As I thought Rudy is amazing. That's it guys, thank you for watching, subscribe if you want more and don't forget to like the videos.